Hey, Shalom Makim. This is the brother Yakav Allah. And first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. I also give double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, starting on El Tahar on down, along with the other apostles, which is Apostle Gabar, Aram Lab, and Apostle Rakah. That's been laboring on this truth 20 years plus, you know. And, I also want to give salutations to the brothers out there that's speaking the same truth, the word with truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth, you know. And so basically this lesson, I just want to get on Rex 84. This is based on the Fema's blueprint for martial law in America, because according to Jacob's Trouble, it's gonna be martial law, which the elites are already setting up, to implement their new world order, which is the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, according to Revelations 13-16, Now I'm just going to read this article. It says, this incisive article on the repeal of civil liberties, first published by GR in August 2006, brings to the forefront of debate the ongoing roadmap towards a police state in America. Now this article was made in July 15, 2014, so that wasn't that long ago, 3 years ago. It says, we are dangerously close to a situation where if the American people took to the streets in righteous indignation, or there were another 9/11, a mechanism which the 9/11 was set up by the elites, to infiltrate the Afghanistan and Iraq so they can get their oil and stuff, For martial law could be quickly implemented and carried out under Rex 84, which Rex 84 was established in 1984. The Cheney-Bush administration has a plan which would accommodate the detention of large number of American citizens during times of emergency, but we just not ignorant saying the vices, because as you see right now, the prophecies are stirring up, sedition among men, according to Second Esdras, I believe it's the second 16th chapter, that it's going to be, even Matthew 24th chapter, it shall kingdom shall rise against kingdom, which Russia is rising up against U.S. Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, which represents Russia, because according to the scriptures, Russia is Magog and Gog in the scriptures, and America is Babylon in the scriptures, It says the plan is called Rex 84, short for Readiness Exercise 1984. Through Rex 84, an undisclosed number of concentration camps were set in operation through the United States for internment of dissidents and others potentially harmful to the state. The Rex 84 program was originally established on the reasoning that if a mass exodus of illegal aliens crossed the Mexican/U.S. border, they would be quickly rounded up and detained in the detention centers by Fema. And that stuff really be happening, They be really, a lot of so-called Mexicans, they become missing when they go over the border, because they really be shipping them, the so-called Northern Kingdom tribes, in them FEMA camps and stuff, and chipping them. Because in order for them to come over here, they got to get the chip, but they're not going to say that on the media, but it's just know through the spirit they're doing that. The existence of the Rex 84 plan was first revealed during the Iran-Contra hearings in 1987 and subsequently reported by the Miami Herald on July 5, 1987. These camps are to be operated by FEMA should martial law need to be implemented in the United States, and all it would take is a presidential signature on a proclamation and an attorney general's signature on a warrant to which a list of names is attached. And there you have it. The real purpose of FEMA is not to only protect the government, but to be its principal vehicle for martial law. So when martial law kick in, all people's rights are gonna be wiped away. Because that's when the military troops and Gurkha troops gonna do whatever they want. They can just kill anybody they want. Shoot people dead in the streets, which is most gonna affect our people. Because we are the sand and sea. It's a lot of us, and Esau knows that we are the children of the Most High. Says this is. I'm gonna get some scriptures in a minute. Just want to read this article. Said this is why FEMA could not respond immediately to a Hurricane Katrina disaster. Humanitarian efforts were no longer part of its job description under the Department of Homeland Security. It appears Hurricane Katrina also provided FEMA with an exercise to dry run its unconstitutional powers in New Orleans, rounding up refugees, now called evacuees, and relocating them in various camps. Some evacuees are being treated as internees by FEMA, writes former NCA employee Wayne Madison. So yeah, because back in Hurricane Katrina, they was really chipping them people, in the dome, in that what's that stadium called? Yeah, it's in New Orleans. It's called the Dome though. Basically, once the people was going in there, they wasn't coming out because they was chipping babies, chipping people. Brothers can look that up too. They was actually harvesting people organs. Because out in New Orleans is most likely the Southern Kingdom, the so-called blacks, the Judites, Levites, and Benjamites, and what they was doing was they was killing them, and harvesting their organs and stuff, so the elites can, because they like to preserve their life and stuff, so that's what they was doing, just so they can, because they know our organs are real good and healthy, It says reports continue to come into WMR that evacuees from New Orleans and Acadiana, the traditional 22 parish Cajun homeland who have been scattered across the United States, are being treated as internees and not dislocated American citizens from a catastrophe. We are dangerously close to a situation where if the American people took to the streets in righteous indignation, or if there were another 9/11, and mechanism for martial law could be quickly implemented and carried out under Race 84, and that's what these elites want. That's why in Virginia, you got from what happened, there was a uprising because that Confederate statue was brought down. All them anti neo-Nazi protesters was the Black Lives Matter moves was protesting against the white supremacy movement. And basically, if brothers see that, that's a spiritual omen, saying that that's gonna be a nation against nation. Which the blacks, Hispanics, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans are going to go against the Edomites and the other heathen nations, But in the scriptures, Genesis 25 and 25, it says, one nation shall be stronger than the other, So we are stronger than all the other nations, because Esau, he's carnal. Once his bullets run out, Esau can't fight. The majority of them, some of them can, but I'm talking about the majority of them. Once their bullets run out, they ain't going to be able to hang with us with the hands and stuff, not me in particularly, but I'm talking about like the 2/3 of our people, and Lord willing, I am part of the elect, to be, put up in those days, if that's my lot. It says, I'm finished the article, be forewarned, the Cheney/Bush administration will stop at nothing to preserve their power and their ongoing neocon misadventure, and they have currently proposed having executive control over all the state's national troops and national emergency. I want to jump down. It says, I don't want to get this. Brothers can read the rest, but I just wanted to get the points out. It says, monthly 2004, there are over 800 prison camps in the United States. So it's over 800 camps, concentration camps in America. All fully operational and ready to receive prisoners. They are all staffed and even surrounded by full-time guards, but they are all empty. These camps are to be operated by Fema should martial law need to be implemented in the United States, and all it would take is a presidential signature on a proclamation and an attorney general's signature on a warrant to which the list of names is attached. The Rex 84 program was established and on the reason that if mass exodus or of illegal aliens cross the Mexican/U.S. border, they will be quickly rounded up and detained in detention centers by FEMA, which they're already doing, but they're not telling us that. But soon it's going to be on a large scale, you know. I'm going to get some scriptures in a minute. Rex 84 allowed many military bases to be closed down to be turned to prisons, right? Because you've seen all these, the grinding the seasons right now. You've seen all these businesses going out, by my house. 99 cent store recently closed, and that's a 99 cent store. So that's how the economy is going down. But that building is pretty big. It probably can fit like 500 people in there, but they're gonna use that as like a mini concentration camp. And basically that was the point. Oh, let me get done. The camps all have railroad facilities as well as roads leading to and from the detention facilities. Many also have an airport nearby. The majority of the camps can house a population of 20,000 prisoners. So average camp, FEMA camp, concentration camp can average 20,000 prisoners. That's a lot of people. And currently the largest of these facilities is just outside of Fairbanks, Alaska. The Alaskan facility is a massive mental health facility and can hold thousands of people. Yeah, man. So them are the times we coming into. I'm gonna get a scripture. This is Deuteronomy 28:52, and he shall besiege. Now he's a so-called white man, right? Now that word besiege is martial law. Besiege thee in all thy gates. Now the gates is the cities, the neighborhoods we live in, where Israel is so-called Black Hispanic American. So, in the hoods and stuff, in the ghettos, because we not in them rich neighborhoods. Them are where Esau is at, so-called white people. Until thy high fence walls come down, wherein thou trustest, right? Because our people trust in Egypt. Our people with Egypt. This is spiritual Egypt, because Egypt is a Greek word that means bondage. So we're in bondage over here. If you gotta ask a white man for permission to go to another country, that's basically a permission slip. Like you was when you went to school. You had to get a permission slip so you can go to the event, wherever event you got to. It's the same thing of you getting a permission slip from so-called white man to go to another country. So that's slavery, man. That's not free. It says, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, thy power have given thee. Right? So that's talking about like all the barricades, and stuff like that. This scripture also goes back into the time when the Romans besieged Jerusalem in 70 AD. But the same thing is going to happen again. And city's going to be barricaded. It's going to be a lot of troops around, walking around. People not going to be able to do what they want to do, how they do now. Basically your freedom is going to be lost. You're going to have a curfew and all. 53, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, right? Because people, it's going to be a lack of bread and water. So people going to start turning to cannibals, eating their own flesh, just so they can satisfy their hunger, because they're going to be hungry, The flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, right? Eating their own kids, which the Lord thy power have given thee in the siege and in straightness, where thy enemy shall distress thee. Right, talking about Esau, because he's just gonna distress our people for not bringing in the food and stuff, and the water. So our people gonna bug out, then that's when they're gonna know A prophet, let me get that. A prophet has been among them, because we try to tell them this, but they didn't want to hearken to it, you know. So, you know, we tried, but we got the blood off our hands from telling you. It's up to you if you want to get back right. Well, it's really up to Yahweh Shema Shai to sup with you, you know. Now, this is Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. They shall know that a prophet have been among them, right? So when all these prophecies come to pass, when they forcing the chip, the RFID chip on everybody, and whoever not taking it is going to be killed, they're going to know that, man, them brothers that was on the street corners every week, you know, that, you know, even though they was yelling and cussing at people, them was a true man and Lord. You know, they really was telling what's going to happen. Our pastors wasn't. Our pastors was lying to us for their money with, you know, because you know how Jake is. They always want to get right when the calamities come upon them. But this time, they're not going to be able to get out of them, because this is the end of the so-called white man's kingdom. You know, according to 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, let me get that, you know. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. It says, for Esau is in the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the fall of it. So, so-called white man kingdom is coming down, but our kingdom is coming up slowly. You know, by us going out on highways and byways. You know, you see brothers around the whole world prophesying his word. You know, Esau is trembling in his boots, as the scriptures say. You know, and he's getting scared because he knows that's a sign that his kingdom is going down. You know, but let me get this last scripture. This is RFID chip. You know, keep bringing this out, man. You know, I know I sound like a broken record, like El Tahar always say, but hey, look at what's his name? Noah. He said the same thing. He prophesied the same thing for 120 years. He sound like a broken record, but it happened, you know. Now this is Revelation 13 and 15. It says, and he had power. He is a so-called white man. Had power to give life to the image. The image is the Roman pagan empire. Because if you see everything, it's the modern day Rome. The shopping malls, you know, the gyms, the football stadiums, you know, track, wrestling, you know, all that stuff, man. It's all came back in the reincarnation of the beast. Now, the beast is a NATO and the EU, which NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and EU stands for European Union, which governs the whole world, which controls, you know, the elites, controls the whole world and stuff, you know, pass laws, unrighteous decrees and all. It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right, that's you taking the you not taking the mark of the beast and bowing down to his system. You know, you're gonna be killed for it. You know, and he causeth all, both small and great. So whether you a kid, whether you an adult, you know, rich and poor, whether you homeless or you have a paycheck to paycheck job, or you rich, free and bond, whether you so-called free or whether you in jail, incarcerated, to receive a mark in the right hand. Now, the word mark goes back to the Greek word charagma, which means incision or to cut. Because in order for them to implant the chip in you, they had to cut through your flesh in order to put the chip in you. You know, it says or in their foreheads, right? That's just symbolic for anywhere, because you got veterans with missing limbs, you know, arms and stuff. So they're gonna have to get a chip, you know, in their thighs, or, you know, or in their chest somewhere, you know, somewhere where it's comfortable for them, and that no man might buy or sell, right? So if you don't have the chip, you can't buy or sell nothing. Save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. You know. So, you know, this is all ushering. You know, people that don't take the chip is gonna be, the article I was reading, they're gonna be throwing them in concentration camps. You know, so brothers got an idea of what Rex 84 was. You know, just basically, you know, elites. Little protocol for people, whoever don't take the chip is going, or whatever, you know, masses come upon in America, they're going to implement martial law, which that's all prophecy to begin with, so the children of Israel can get up out of here, namely the elect, because um, 2/3 over here are gonna die and come back through our loins, according to Zechariah 13:8. Let me get that. This is Zechariah 13:8 says, and it shall come to pass that in the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left in therein. So 2/3 gonna be cut off, because they all wicked. And I will bring the third part through the fire. Talking about the ICBM missiles, because it is gonna be some brothers that's gonna be beheaded for the truth, according to Revelation 20:4. But they're gonna be saved too, because they're elect. Because the Most High did with balance. Some brothers gotta die in the truth, and some brothers not gonna be touched. In the day of Jacob trouble. And we'll refine them as silver is refined. So Most High, it's gonna be a lot of brothers that's gonna be going through affliction in Jacob's trouble, but they're gonna get through it. Because it's prophecy. And I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is my power. Exactly, so, it's already written that 2/3 are going to be saved. Salakia, 1/3 are going to be saved, 144,000, according to Revelation, the 7th chapter, So, and 2/3 going to be put to death, So, I pray this video was edifying, to the church, and, till next time I say Shalom. Stay praying, stay strong in this truth. Stay being faithful in this truth. Read every day, study every day. Whether it's an hour or hour studying or hour reading, as long as you're in a book, man, and studying, that's all that matters. Because brothers got different styles of how they do things. Just because another brother do things more than you don't mean he's better than you. As long as y'all doing the same thing and have an understanding of it, that's all that matters. And you apply the scriptures to your daily life. That's all that matters. Because there's a lot of brothers that think they know a lot of precepts and scriptures, think they, the knowledge get puffed up, as the scripture said. They get too prideful, and that's when they be going off, and they think they're better than brothers and stuff. But that's not the case. You're not chosen for knowing precepts. You're chosen from the Most High, from the foundation of the earth, and through faith. According to Ephesians 2:8. So, brothers, remain humble in this truth as you was when you first came in. Always pray to be humble, man. Never pray to be prideful. And that's pretty much it, man. So with that, I'm say Shalom. Till next time. See you, brothers. Stay strong in the faith, man. Shalom.